We are the Three Numptys, and we want you to listen to us talk, 'cause we are the Three Numptys. Tell me why ain't nothing but some numpties. Tell me why ain't nothing but some numpties. Tell me why you should listen to our podcast, 'cause we are the Three Numptys. Tell me why. Yeah, I'm just waiting for people to turn up.
I'm just hyping myself up. I'm gathering my energy.
Have you had a cold water wash yet?
Oh, no, I haven't.
Have you had a cup of coffee?
I've got a cup of tea. I don't want to have a cup of coffee because it'll stay with me until I die.
Stay with you.
Till death.
Yeah. Till death do we part.
Nice. That'd be a good slogan for a coffee, actually. we keep you awake until you die.
That sounds like an energy drink name,
Yeah.
not a coffee name, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Alright.
What, Gary?
3, 2. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 4 of the Three Numptys Podcast. Today is a very special episode because it is April Fool's Day when this comes out. So you're all idiots. I think that's how it works, is it not?
You're all
We've got
fools.
Today we have Mike.
Hi, fools.
And Steph.
What up?
As always, we have a veritable news segment of things and gaming-related paraphernalia to talk to you today about. I'm really tired, so I'm slightly delirious.
I was going to say, Freddie, you
But
okay?
we'll kind of see where we're going to go with things. So we pop straight into it and talk about the Borderlands game.
Yeah,
Borderlands?
have either of you caught the trailer that literally got released a couple of hours ago?
I just watched it. It looks really, really good. What I like about the Borderlands game is they don't really have to update the graphics because it's the cell shading style. So,
Well, have you know, they've made it Ultra HD.
oh,
Well, there you go, Mike.
Sorry.
They do have to
They've
update the
made
graphics.
those cells extra shaded.
ooh.
What else could you want?
I absolutely love the style of the graphics on Borderlands games, though.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, very cool. Thanks, Kanye.
What?
What?
Are you guys not with me on that reference? It's the Trump tweet. Thanks, Kanye. Very
Okay,
cool.
yeah, I get it now.
Very cool.
just you threw that in without any
I was just not sure if you were just calling me Kanye, and I was trying to work out where I'd gone in my
You
life.
are pretty cool, to be honest, and insane. Is there going to be any gameplay difference in the game? Do you know?
It doesn't look like it. There's no hints that there is going to be gameplay difference, and they've packed quite a lot of hints into the developer trailer that's come out today as well. So I'm hoping not, but anything could come out yet, I guess.
It's actually a BR. So
No.
The BLBR.
Yeah, Borderlands
That's
BR.
cool.
I wouldn't be
Borderlands
surprised if they did release a minigame as a BR.
I wouldn't be surprised. Everyone's got one.
And it's got over 1 billion
The trailer
guns.
says over 1 billion guns, but that's the exact same thing what they said on the original, is it not?
I think it's yeah. I mean, they've always been known for just being obsessed with guns, right? So
Well, they have like a load of main models which just have loads and loads of
Different
variants.
stats,
Like there's so many different like stat rolls and like little additions, and it's the same as in like a WoW drop or something. It has like all those different kind of levels.
But I mean, in the old ones, there was never a gun that could follow you around on legs, was there?
Was that in the trailer? I haven't watched it.
If you look closely at the trailer, there is a gun that happens to be on legs.
What kind of legs are they? That's the real question. Are they on like some sexy lady legs?
I actually can't remember now off the top of my head.
I think there should be a gun in the game that you wear as a peg leg, and then when you want to use it, you have to take off your leg, and then you have to hop around and shoot people. I think that'd be sick.
There isn't any characters that have peg legs,
Well,
though, is there?
maybe they're being...
Maybe Claptrap could have one. You could have a wheel and a peg leg.
A wheel and a peg leg. What, he uses his peg leg to push himself along with his wheel?
He just has a wheel of peg legs, so it's like multiple peg legs together.
It looks like the wheel of a pirate ship, but it's just like...
And then, you just set him up and spin him. GG.
Watch him go.
Just spin him.
Yeah,
Actually,
like...
I'll tell you what, can we take a little rewind?
Yeah.
Can I know about that? What have you guys been playing over the past month? Tell me.
That's a good question.
Like, oh god, I'm so scared.
Oh yeah, I can't remember. Oh, yes, Tomb Raider. Played some Tomb Raider.
You sounded that so like quizzical of yourself. Was that in March? I don't know anymore.
Yeah. Well, I played through the full first game, and I've started the second game. I've also been playing the text assist, which is...
When you say the first game, it's not necessarily the first Tomb Raider game ever, is it?
No, it's the remakes, so the 2013 one. But yeah, the text assist, basically, you play as... It's quality.
What?
It's like a pixel game, and you play as an exorcist that goes around.
He's
and
really lazy and couldn't make it, so he did it by text over his phone.
You have to write the words out that he's saying as you're dodging stuff.
Oh, actually, I have seen this.
It's so
as
difficult.
Weird as it sounds, apparently it's really good and very hard. Yeah.
I admit, I very briefly watched Mike play it the other night, and it looks pretty fun and hard.
Yeah, but it's it's just really good.
Type faster, forehead.
But you have to move. You have to use one hand to move. So you type in one-handed and in Latin.
What are the controls? Are the controls one hand's on your mouse and that's how you move?
You move with the arrows, or you can use Shift is like your modifier. Then you can use WAS and D. I think that's probably easier.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, because then as soon as you've got a word that requires WASD, you have to remove Shift to use WASD and then put it down to move again.
Yeah.
Not sure if I like that. I think you're better off with your right hand on the key, the arrow keys.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is this game wouldn't be very good for my mum, who sits there and peck types.
Definitely not.
Peck types. That's index finger only typing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she one-handed peck typer or two-handed peck typer?
You know what? I don't know.
Does she look at the keyboard when she does it?
It's actually, my mum's not as bad as that. My stepdad is very bad at like literally just watching the keyboard and full on like one-handed going like the classic old person. I can't use a keyboard.
It's like you can see them scanning the top line for the letter. It's not there, so they scan the second line, and then, it's like one of them old printers.
Yeah.
And then they realise they need the numpad.
Yeah, it's just like, there's no 9 on this keyboard. And then they look at the numpad. But yeah.
I mean, it strikes me as a type of game that you'd be good at if you're good at things like Type Racer, which is what someone brought up in your chat.
You'd think if you're good at that, then you'd be good at the text assist game, but it's not. In Type Racer, you're actually typing proper words, so you can kind of read a sentence and then go ahead. In this, you type in Latin, and it's really difficult to get your head around the words and stuff like that. Is it?
Yeah, I guess because a lot of Latin words are similar words to words you know, but are probably spelt very different because it's the original Latin. So your hand's ready to type the regular words.
Yeah, and you have like double I's and stuff like that. But then if you like triple tap I by accident, or you only single tap it and carry on to the next letter, every letter after that you type removes a letter from your thing. So then you have so it removes a letter from your sentence or the word you're on. And then you have to figure out where you're at again. So normally you just have to start the word again. It's really difficult, honestly. It's good.
Really cool,
it is really cool.
And how have you been finding Tomb Raider?
Tomb Raider's been really good. The first one that I played anyway, the remake. Are you taking the mick out of me? Because I just did a really killy cough. I was clearing my throat.
It's been really good.
Difficult.
Carry on.
It's been really good, but I do find it holds your hand a little bit too much. Like you can press a button and it'll show you where you need to go and stuff like that. You have like this sense of where you need to go,
Oh, it holds your hand a little bit too much.
Yeah, Steph suddenly perked up about that. Someone will finally hold my hand.
Oh my god! It's like,
Look,
Mom.
I'm lonely, all right. Me holding my mouse makes me feel a bit more comforted. Okay, comforted. Okay, all right.
The Tomb Raider games always have kind of been like that.
They didn't used to be. Like the old
they're
Tomb
not.
Raider, like on Windows 95. That
Oh,
was
right, yeah. That
Old
one.
pointy tits.
yeah,
With the
old pointy tits and the little butler that
Yeah, the
follows
way,
you
yeah,
around
the
the
way you could
mansion.
trap the butler in the fridge.
And he'd
Yeah.
just follow you around and go, yeah. And then you trap him in the fridge, and then you just try and run away.
Try and run. Well, you can't
Well,
run
you
away.
can
He's
run
literally
away.
stuck in
He's
there.
stuck in a fridge. But yeah, but other than that, I don't think I've really played anything else. I uninstalled Smite for a little bit.
No way.
Mate,
You
I
completely
had,
uninstalled
It's
it.
reinstalled again.
I reinstalled it like a week later because Steph asked if I wanted to play it, and it was pretty fun. I just play on my Smurf now and have fun, rather than every game is like clash scrims and it's just like
Everyone knows that playing games with me is more fun than playing games without me. So that's the reason.
That's what we just say.
What about you, Steph? What have you been playing?
So I've been mostly playing old school RuneScape in my spare time, but the one game that I've played this month, which is brand new, is Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, which
Ooh,
came out the end of last week, I guess. It came out on the Thursday night
it's
or Friday
Thursday.
morning, I guess. So I played it for 15 hours straight on the Saturday, which was... It tilts you a lot. It's I wouldn't say I'm really that easy to get tilted in games all the time. I'm quite laid back, but honestly, it's difficult, and that's kind of to be expected from a game that's made by the same people that make Dark Souls and shit, right? So,
I've heard good things. I've heard that it's like a much faster pace. Like the little playtest I had in Gamescom made me really excited for it. I just haven't managed to get around to play it yet. Like have the time to play it.
yeah, and honestly, I've recommended it to quite a few people, and I'd even recommend it to people that don't enjoy Dark Souls, because it plays completely different to Dark Souls. You don't get to like play different fights based on like weapons and stuff. You've got one weapon. You can't change your armor. You can't change anything like that. You kind of can't really change how you approach fights either, bar you've got a set of skill points which you can level into various other moves. That's about it, really. So it means that you've got to really think about each opponent and how you're supposed to go about the fight. It's really difficult to play. You can't really just play defensively either. If you play defensively, then the enemy always gets the mechanic of the posture and stuff. And
Yeah, guard breaking.
their posture basically recovers really quick, the majority of fights. So you need to always be going at them, but obviously not so aggressively that you're just going to die to them as well. It's really good. Like, I didn't get very far, and in my 15 hours I died 186 times.
Jesus Christ.
So I wouldn't say I'm very good.
Wait.
But...
You say that's a lot. Train did 24 hours and died 693 times.
Oh. God
However,
damn.
we did realise, though, as well, that there is a point at which you manage to turn hard mode on if you don't realise it. He left it on. I realised straight away it had turned hard mode on and got rid of it. So he was playing hard mode on his first ever try with a 24-hour stream. So he was getting pretty tired, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
It got to like 4 a.m. Steph had gone off and Train was just doing this boss. And he'd probably done 200, 300 lives on it. And he was like, yes, I've done it, yes. And then it second phased him. And then he got back up and then he was like, no.
I thought it showed you the phases in the top corner.
It does.
It does, but this fight doesn't. You have the two lives. It had the two lives. He beat both of them forms. And then he'd like stabbed him and the guy had gone down. But this guy gets up and takes all his armor off. And then he's got new mechanics and everything.
3 phases you.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like...
Yeah.
It is 2 phases.
A whole new fight.
The first phase is just 2 lives for him.
Oh.
So he doesn't change mechanics between the first...
I'm with you.
2
Yeah,
dots.
he doesn't actually...
Yeah.
It's not a phase. It's all one phase.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
But it's
But
incredible.
yeah,
cool.
I'd honestly recommend Sekiro to anyone. Like, what you played at Gamescom is a tiny amount of what this game is. I expect it to take me probably 4 times as long as what I've played so far, and I've done 15 hours, so 60 hours of gameplay for, it's like a AA price, right? AAA price, sorry, of 50 quid or something right now. So yeah, it's the price of some AA batteries. You've got to post them to the makers.
They've gone up
It's weird.
Quite a lot these days, haven't they? AA batteries.
They really
Guess
have.
nobody's using them anymore. They're all using the inbuilt batteries in their devices.
Supply and demand, right?
Supply and demand. It's just basic economics. Really.
And that's about it, really.
So it's very much a controller-based game, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
I plugged in my Xbox controller straight away. I wasn't going to faff around with the keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, I figured as much. But
The only
that's way
criticism I've seen of it is that it does very much rely on parrying. You know how Dark Souls, you dodge everything, pretty much. You very rarely parry unless you have to. This is the total opposite. You parry a lot more, because you parrying it ups your posture a little bit, so you're closer to breaking, but it can fuck them up totally. It's one of the best.
Yeah, it throws them off a lot.
If you can break their posture, you can basically one-shot them from any HP.
I did see that. It's like a finisher move, isn't it?
Yeah, so if their posture max is out, it gives you what's called a death blow. And that's kind of why parrying is quite useful. But I'm still playing it with the whole dodging mechanic, which you saw because you were watching me stream it, and you were trying to tell me like, you shouldn't be doing that. Try and parry. I was like, I just want to dodge. I want to run away.
Don't tell me how to play my game.
There was one time where he'd been on this boss for like, it must have been about 50, 60 deaths, and I was just like, just dodge left. And then he
dodge left.
And he did it a little bit, and then he started like dodging right and just instantly got one shot, and I was like, no, just keep dodging left and hit him, and he just did that for like 2 full like life bars of the enemy, and he was like, oh, that was actually fairly easy.
I absolutely hate games like this in the sense of where they make you feel really stupid when you actually do manage to finish the boss you've been struggling on.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you've done it, it always feels like that was really easy when you finished the boss. You're like, oh, actually, that was really easy. How did I just struggle for 100 deaths in a row? Like that, and that's one thing that tilts me a little bit on them. But otherwise, it's a great game. Should get it.
Yeah.
Cool. I will get it. I'm definitely going to pick it up. At some
There is some really funny moments as well. Like, I don't want to spoil them, but genuinely, there are moments you just don't expect.
Yeah, there really is. They're building some really funny little things that happen, which you're just not looking for at all.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to have to get it one weekend when I've got a time to just sink.
Oh, and honestly, like, time flew by. That's why I was playing it for 15 hours. Like, I think the first time I looked at how long I'd been streaming it for, I was up to 4 hours, 45 minutes. And everything else that I ever stream, you kind of keep an eye on the amount of time you've been streaming. Not a chance. Like, I didn't even look at it.
Yeah, like 4 hours,
That's
45
cool.
minutes is... That he didn't check chat in that time.
I didn't even look at chat.
I forgot I was streaming. Went off and had a wank and everything.
Come
Tricks
on.
texted.
Don't take it there.
Just those sexy Dark Souls bosses who are just...
Oh god, there's some ugly looking bosses. I don't think I could be the hardest wank I've ever had.
Yeah, the raging bull.
challenge, isn't it?
Anyway, moving swiftly on. What about you, Freddie? what have you been playing for the past month?
Segwaying
Apex. Apex Legends, and I got a few games for the Switch, like Pokemon's Let's Go.
Oh, have you got them Pokemon that they released today? There was another 2 that you said you could get for free or something like that?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Okay.
I haven't played it for a bit. And then there's also the Mario Party. Played a couple of games of that with V. And there was also...
Which Mario Party is it now?
the
Which
one
number?
on the Switch. I don't know.
I assume it's a number, that's all, but obviously not.
Mario Party drum and bass. Mario Party, like...
Rave on.
Techno. Deep house. And then also Mario Odyssey. And I have Zelda, but I haven't played it yet.
How are you finding Mario Odyssey?
So when I played it, I was playing it 2-player with V, and it was way too easy. Like, to the point where it's kind of like, I'm kind of getting a bit bored because it's too easy. With the hat, the player controlling the hat, it just flies around and kills everything for you. And then all you do is spend half your time, like, you just walk around, basically. You kind of lose half the fun of playing the game. It was fun to do it co-op, for sure. But I definitely think it's a bit of a weird tacked-on Nintendo, let's make this multiplayer mechanic without any real thought of how it's going to affect it.
The game kind of is, you just play the game to go through the motions, essentially.
Literally, there's some boss battles, and all I had to do was jump over, like, a couple of things, whilst V, being the hat, just flew at the person and constantly whacked everything on everyone. And the hat's invincible, can't take damage, so it just flies around and it can do what it wants. And that's the way that you damage them when you're playing single player. You throw the hat at them.
Yeah.
When someone is playing as a second player, they just play the hat and then they fly off your head and just fly around like a maniac, hitting into everything, not taking any damage, like accidentally sucking you into like all the random things, because that's also how you interact with things in the game, like to become, like, I don't know, you can take over entities in the game. It's a good game though. I think it's like definitely a very well Nintendo game, but well made Nintendo game, but leave a little bit to be desired. God, my mouth and brain aren't working. Hello? It's because Steph's here typing along, and when he's typing and trying to speak, it's incredibly hard to like do
At what point was I typing? God.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Apex Legends, they've just released a new character, right? Octane. You played him?
Oh yeah.
He looks cool to play.
Yeah, I don't think he's like, he seemed like he was going to be really strong. Like reading.
Is he the one with the bouncy pads?
Yeah.
And the
He has that
injecting
passive which
himself.
heals, and the ejector that takes a bit of health but gives you a speed boost. But he's good, yeah. And I think that people who make good use of his speed boost and use it wisely will do very well with him. But people who just blindly speed boost all the time will get punished very hard, and they won't like the character.
Yeah, because I guess if you speed boost and you're losing health for it, then you're always at a disadvantage if you randomly get into a fight that you're not ready to take.
Exactly. And the passive is very slow. Like, they've been very, very cautious with it. I think they were like, they don't want this to be powerful.
I think that's right.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, originally they didn't do that though. Did you hear Shroud said on his stream he got to play him 10 months ago? And he said originally when you pulled the Q out, you instantly regened all your HP.
That'll be wise. On the very slow end now.
Which was pointless then. Jeez.
I mean, I was watching Shroud play him the other night, and even with one arm, that guy's insane. Like, how the hell?
It's his keyboard arm. Come on.
It doesn't matter. It's like,
yeah, if it was his mouse arm, it'd be a different bag of fish. Bag of fish? Kettle of fish? Bag of chips. Anyway, carry on.
Bag of things.
You just reminded me of Sweet Anita then.
Yeah, fine.
Bag of kish. How's your nan?
How's your nan? Continue.
I can't remember
just
what
had an
episode.
episode.
Oh, his movement is still insane though. Like, he's miles better than pretty much anyone playing that game at the moment, except for maybe Dizzy. Dizzy's pretty good.
Yeah, I was about to say the NRG Dizzy guy's pretty fucking good as well.
Yeah, in that first tournament, he was absolutely slaying it. I was enjoying watching him more than I was watching Shroud.
But do you think it's losing momentum a bit now because everyone's kind of like getting bored?
No, it's just evened out. I think every single one of these new games which uses streamers to advertise them has a major like bell curve when they first come out, where it just goes, it's guaranteed to go loads of players and then it'll level out at a certain point. That hype never stands for any game ever.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's just leveling out at its natural balance.
Like, it's always going to do that. People are always like, oh my god, it was so much bigger, like it's dying already. It's like, it's not. It's just like the natural life cycle of things.
Yeah, exactly.
And oh god, my brain just disappeared for a second then. Continue on.
Did you actually not know what you were going to say?
I literally had something to talk about in the same topic and my brain just hit stall. And
did we talk about last time how Shroud and Ninja were played $1 million? Is that anything? Played? were played $1 million. Yeah.
Yes, we did.
I think we talked about
I
it.
believe we covered that topic, Mike.
I remember what it was I was about to say. The new Battlefield BR got released, right? People have been playing it. I haven't seen it. I barely watched. The only reason I know it exists is because I saw a fail clip of Forsen dying in midair before he even got to the ground because they've left on. So they've got the circle, normal BR circles.
Mm-hmm.
They've left on that kind of boundary that's on the Battlefield maps where you are leaving the combat area type thing.
Oh, yeah.
Where when you're in the air and there's no real clear defined line. You jumped out the plane, started flying in this direction, and then all of a sudden it says you are leaving the area, you have 10 seconds to whatever. And he pulls his parachute and turns around and tries to get back in the area and just dies in midair. The first person to die in it dies in 12 seconds of being in the game.
That is ridiculous. They probably need to fix that. It looks, you know what, Battlefield 5, well, Battlefield in general, definitely strikes me as the type of game that really will work with a Battle Royale mode just because of how good they are at making big maps anyway. Yeah. And making big maps
with lots of players as well.
Yeah. I don't know how successful it's been, and I've not really watched a lot. I think I very briefly tuned into Jericho when he first started playing it the other day. And it looked and felt like it was quite good. And the benefit they've got as well is they've probably got loads of maps in their back catalogue that they could launch as Battle Royale maps because naturally they're big maps anyway.
Yeah.
They've probably got loads they can do to add on to it.
Is it a new map for the current one?
I think it's
a combo thing?
I think it's a combo of stuff, but I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that.
I won't.
No, seriously, don't.
No,
don't. No, please don't.
That's cool. Divinity 2 sequel.
Yeah,
Fallen
sorry.
Heroes.
I was looking yesterday and it just popped up on my newsfeed. So there's going to be a sequel with characters that we know and love in there, and also
nobody cares about the characters that are already in the game.
I care.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know what characters are in the game.
The Red Prince is the only one anyone ever knows, just because
is the Red Prince that lizard?
Yeah, and then there's the guy without a face. I can't remember his name though.
Is he called No Face?
Ah, yes, it's No Face Pete.
No Face Pete.
Good old No Face Pete.
Classic No Face Pete.
I can't remember his name.
Face.
But yeah, it looks like it's going to be really cool. I'm not sure whether it's going to be a DLC.
It's Fane.
Oh, Fane. He's got no Fane.
Oh, he said it. Nobody listens to me.
I'm not sure if it's going to be
Did Fred just say something?
A sequel.
Carry on, Mike.
Yeah, okay. Divinity.
You don't know if it's going to be a sequel.
Not a sequel, but DLC for Divinity Original Sin 2. Because they've not actually released that yet. So it says it's Divinity Original Sin 2 sequel, but I want to know if it's going to be DLC. Because if it's DLC, we should get it and play it. We still need to
we need to finish Original Sin 2.
Yeah, we're getting there.
It takes so long between sessions and so long with when we're actually playing it. Just with 4 people independently doing things and making mistakes and then having to reload, and all the fights are really slow and tactical.
Why are you saying
and everything.
4 players making mistakes? Steph is the only one that sets people on fire. So we put it all on him.
It wasn't even me. It wasn't even when we were in the Elven camp. Someone else did it first, and then I did it. That was the second person to make.
I do think that punishes you a little bit hard though, for misclicking on the ground. Oh, we're gonna try and kill you. I just want to give it back. I don't even want a pan.
It's one of those games where you've really got to be on top of that save button all the time, just so you've always got something to roll back to very quickly.
Just for out there, I did actually get the autosaves working the other day.
Excellent.
So
now we don't have to rage when we lose 5 minutes worth of progress because somebody clicked on a random explosive device or punched a beggar.
So we could set it going for every minute or something.
Every minute.
Well, yeah, because
we genuinely need it with the amount we fucking click on the wrong things and kill ourselves. We're useless at that game. Jesus.
It does make for funny watching though.
It's pretty good.
Because it's normally Steph just blowing us all up. It's normally Steph just going, right, I'm going to supernova, Mike, I might kill you.
Mike, I might kill you. That's like the catchphrase of the game. Mike, I might kill you.
And then I just
you're always stood right next to me, and I'm like, oh,
is this gonna say it's all on fire? I'm just gonna cast it.
and then I'll be like, it's okay, I can resist death. And then I'll resist death and get one shot by someone else. I'm just like, oh, okay, never mind. I'm dead. But yeah.
I very
But
rarely
this is an
look out
interesting
for whether
little,
there's oil on the map.
The next one. You guys got TwitchCon in 2 weeks. That's cool.
Ooh, yeah. In Berlin.
Steph and Mike are attending. I'm not. Mike is full of wisdom about the event.
Ooh, yeah, it's in Berlin. Right, anyway.
Yeah. It looks really cool. I'm actually really excited about the workshops. I think the workshops are really cool.
Has there been like a thing released to explain those things where it tells you about stuff in the order of the time? That's the one to schedule. Yeah, thanks.
Yes, there's schedules for both days, and both days do have some of the same stuff on like each day, just for the people that are only going to be able to attend one of the days. But there is like a little bit of a difference in the 2 days as well. And they've also, so not included in the schedule, is they've announced that the Twitch Rivals tournament stuff is going to go into TwitchCon EU as well, and there's an Apex Legends tournament, and it looks like currently there's a League of Legends tournament going on for Twitch Rivals, but I don't know if that's going to go to TwitchCon EU as any kind of final or anything. They've announced that Sacriel for sure is going to be one of the, I guess, paid for personalities to attend, given that I guess a lot of personalities just have to attend in general. I don't know, but they've announced he's going to be there. That's as part of Apex Legends, I assume, and Twitch Rivals stuff.
The main part I'm looking forward to is like the workshops and stuff for streams. Like apparently they've got like loads of creative people set up there and stuff like that, and it's good for like networking and drinking and beer.
Drinking and beer.
To be honest, I'm kind of just looking forward to meeting other people and other streamers and other like-minded people, because that's what them things are good for, really.
Like when we were at Gamescom, it wasn't difficult to meet new people, but everyone was just in such a rush to get everywhere because there was
8 of us as well, right?
Yeah.
Was there 8? Or was there 9? 8, 9? I don't know. So you don't really need new people.
Yeah.
You've got enough of you to just be chill anyway.
There's only 4 of us this time.
Yeah.
Oof. Pretty cool.
So it'd be nice to just meet up with a couple of people. I need to look for after parties as well.
Yes.
There's gonna have to be an after party somewhere. So,
Freddie, are you coming up to Steph's for his birthday this year?
I don't like Steph, and I would like to not ever attend his birthday. So yes.
What about if I say there's gonna be hot sauce there, and we're gonna do hot ones on stream?
We're doing hot ones
on stream. Yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to keep it to a budget, though, so we're going to go to McDonald's and just pick up some chicken nuggets.
Tell you what, though, have you had the McDonald's wrap of the day one, which is really spicy?
No,
I've not.
It is really, really spicy. Like,
is it?
Quite aggressively.
Is it on the menu at the moment? Is it just a regular item?
Yeah, it's the wrap of the day things that they do, which it changes every day. Like, it's like £1 cheaper when it's the.
Like in West Philadelphia, born and raised like that, or no, that kind of wrap of the day.
Yeah. Then you go and you order it, and then it's really annoying because it happens like every 5 minutes. But like the whole people have to break down and do a full wrap, and usually like most McDonald's employees aren't very good at wrap.
Yeah,
but, it's alright.
I can imagine it's more annoying for them than it is for any individual customer, to be honest, because just trying to get on with a job and they just have to break out
when you go
rap
to those places and they always have to do the happy birthday song and they have to dance around and do the happy birthday. It's exactly like that, but instead
does anywhere still do that? That must be infuriating.
It seems to be a really American thing. Yeah, it's such an American thing, and they're gonna do it with like a real big smile, like, hey, happy birthday.
TGI Fridays or somewhere like that used to do it over here. Yeah, very American then.
Yeah, it is. And it is a very American thing.
We're also going to go and watch Avengers Endgame during the day on the Friday.
That's cool.
And then have a karaoke at Steph's on stream.
Oh, God, karaoke.
Pissed. May as well.
Oh, why not? No.
You gotta do something sometime, Freddie. You can't just.
I'm well aware that I can't sing. I don't need to subject other people to my lack thereof singing.
And through it all. That was I can't remember what the
podcast muted.
The rest of the words are to that song. So right,
moving swiftly on. Article 13. We've now muted this entire podcast. Thanks, Steph.
Oh, that's a good point. Actually, I've been singing songs from other artists, haven't I? Yeah. Shit, this podcast is over.
Nah, it's not actually that bad. It is bad, but it's not as bad as everyone's making out.
So I actually personally know it as the European Union Directive on Copyright in the Digital Single Market.
Oh, it rolls off the tongue, that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
does.
a much easier thing to remember than Article 13.
Yeah, I do always forget the number, so words are easier, and if you have a lot of them, then you'll know exactly what you're trying to say. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
There's only 11 words in that. Damn it, I thought they might have actually put 13 words in it to make it really exciting.
That would actually be perfect.
It nearly spells the EU dickheads.
Well, it is 13 words if you count Article 13 as part of it.
Ah, clever. Article 13, colon.
Yeah, the second coming, Electric Boogaloo.
So what do you think about Article 13? What were you just going to say, Mike? It's not that bad.
It's bad because I'm all for like freedom of speech and everything like that, but it's not horrendous. Everyone's like, they're getting rid of our memes, and it's like they're not. It even says explicitly in the wording that they're not getting rid of your memes. It's more.
What, did they put memes in a
they did.
European document?
They
Did they actually?
Yeah, they've called out that memes would technically not be banned for use under this
Only
or
the
some shit.
freshest memes are available.
And it's it's bad for the big corporations like your YouTubes and your Twitch. It means if you're, say for example, I stream on Twitch, if I stream any copyrighted material like music or anything like that, then it can essentially gets filtered. So
well, I actually want to know how.
Filter.
So obviously everyone's referring to music because it's known that the big music labels were some of the biggest corporations that were pro Article 13. So everyone's mentioning the fact that music is going to be like banned, or you can't use anyone else's music in your videos, and content creators can't do anything with music.
Is banned.
How
Stop
does it
You're
work
talking
with...
into a melodic tone.
How does it work with using gameplay? Because technically that's not your content either.
No,
it's a game that someone else has made.
Usually
All streams are now a silent black screen with you just reacting, and you've got to fill it in with your own game and your own music.
Ah.
Whoa, it's crazy!
No, games can be copyrighted, but usually the games companies just wipe it because it's free advertising for them, right? So, for example, Nintendo tried to do it on YouTube and streams a couple of years ago, and basically,
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
Yeah, whenever someone uploaded it, they struck it, like copyright struck it down, and or like pulled the channel off Twitch. But now they've realised that gameplay and streaming basically go hand in hand. It's free advertisement. You can see that from
Someone
all
could
the
have told
deals and
them that
stuff.
from the very fucking beginning. It's not
Yeah, I
really
know.
that hard of a link to make, is it?
Yeah.
They were just so greedy and wanted to line their pockets of other people's money, so they started copyright striking.
And actually, drummer Pasky in Buxton, Mike,
Yeah.
she used to be a really big Nintendo YouTuber. I mean, it was ages ago, and she was like, it doesn't sound big now, but she's like 15 or 16,000 subs on YouTube for Nintendo games solely. And it literally stopped her being a YouTuber. She just had to stop, and she's now can't get back into it, obviously, because it banned her from basically doing her content for like at least a year that she had to
a few years,
stop
I
doing
think.
anything.
It was
That's
Really stupid.
Their reasoning was like watching people play the game will make them not buy the game. It's usually those people wouldn't have bought the game anyway, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. It's all a bit of it. It's just people high up who don't really have an idea of, like,
So
they want something to blame.
That's why
They
it's
do it.
different to music, because music people, they don't get paid for you streaming music out on your stream. They might do it on YouTube because they can claim the videos and stuff.
Similarly, though, so isn't YouTube one of the biggest platforms for listening to music at the moment as well? And technically, the companies that post music on there do make money off that. And especially if the copyright system that's currently in place works, i.e. they can claim it and they can put adverts on your video if you're going to post their song. So absolutely, they can make money from YouTube. But also, when I watch a streamer, I quite often watch streamers and hear a song on their stream and go, "Oh, I kind of fancy listening to that." And I'll add it to my Spotify playlist, which in turn makes them more money. I would probably never, ever hear that song if I wasn't watching streams with it in, because I don't often go on Spotify and listen to new music on there. I use my Discover Weekly, but that's very specific to my music taste anyway. So it's really stupid.
It's almost like this decision's been made by people that don't know how to open emails.
Same with Article 13, right? Yeah. You see about that guy, was it Swedish guy who
pressed the wrong button.
Misrepresented, who pressed the wrong button.
It wasn't just him, apparently. Apparently it was 13 countries did it.
13? Well, how was it? Was it really poorly worded or something? Or was it really ambiguous?
Press the wrong button?
Yeah.
What were the button options?
Yes voted the wrong button because they got it wrong. They wrote it the opposite way.
They tweeted afterwards, didn't they? The Swedes saying we pressed the wrong button or something like that.
Yeah.
And
I didn't even see that.
And then apparently I think it was it was either 7 or 13. Then
some kind of unlucky number.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Went back to the EU and essentially said, "Yeah, we voted the wrong way. Can you change our votes?"
And they're like, "No."
And what did the EU say?
I don't know. I didn't actually fully read into it because I was just so angry.
Yeah, but I really need to know, just in case we have to go back to the EU and say we voted the wrong way. Please, please, can you let us stay in the EU?
It's just absurd.
Yeah, it is a bit.
I mean, Brexit
doesn't matter anyway. We don't.
Brexit.
We got Brexit coming, so yeah,
we don't
whatever.
give a fuck.
Except the classic British comeback to anything that happens in the EU at the moment. Oh, it'll all be over when Brexit happens anyway.
Doesn't matter to us. Not that it ruins the whole internet, and the internet isn't owned by the EU or anything, but yeah, it doesn't matter.
Brexit.
I mean, I heard another good reason as to why Brexit's a good reason. This is 2 so far. Article 13 not being one. But the EU is looking into possibly introducing speed limiters on all cars so that you can't actually go over the speed limit.
No, you can. You still can. It's essentially
there's ways in which to disable it.
Apparently, it works like similarly to a black box currently. So when you go past a certain limit, so it uses cameras on the front of your car and GPS to work out your current speed and what the speed limit should be. And then once you go past that limit, it just goes meh and beeps really loud and shit. But at what point does it like? At some point, there's just going to be like you were caught speeding 3 times this year. You went over the speed limit 3 times. We're going to tax you an extra £100 or something like that.
Yeah,
that's exactly what's going to happen. Or my insurance has gone up because they now have access to that data. Or
which they'll always be allowed access to that data.
Yeah,
which is kind of insane.
I'm mostly interested into how that works in Germany, where they have roads which don't have speed limits. What happens?
I mean, it'd be fine if the road doesn't have a speed limit. It doesn't do anything.
Really?
It's not what road you're on.
Yeah, it detects. It uses the camera on the front to check for the signs.
Okay, fine. So you can just keep going at whatever speed you want on them roads.
Up to 155.
Do you want to know something really interesting about those things?
Yes, I really do. I am intrigued. Go.
Okay,
you broke him. You broke him.
You can use machine learning because they use machine learning to like recognize the road signs and stuff. You can use an adversary machine learning black box thing to learn how it's recognizing things and inject it basically with
bad
info.
You
can make it learn how to falsify the information, but to a human it looks fine. And so what they did is they showed it off where they had like a stop sign and they slapped on a sticker which was like a small sticker which kind of looked like almost no different to the human eye, but to the computer, the machine learning computer thing which looked at the stop sign, it thought it was like a 60 miles an hour sign all of a sudden. And even though it's like barely changed visually, something like some quirk of how the edge cases of machine learning works.
That's cool. That is actually really interesting.
Yeah, and so there's like stuff like, so it happened at work. Some guy was doing it, he was showing it off, and like how he had a picture of a dog, like this like cute little puppy, and he machine learned that he
Are you all right, mate? Are you actually all right?
It's like that meme where it's like, and then he
have you ever had a dream where you know that where you
So he made it look like a barometer. He made the computer thought it was a barometer, and it looked exactly like a dog, but the computer was like, no, that's a barometer. And he was like, no, it's not. Look, it's a dog. It's quite clearly a dog. And the computer was like, no, it's a barometer. And that's it. Yeah.
Wait, was it a dog or a barometer?
It was a dog, and it looked
Even
like a
I
dog.
don't know what it was now.
The people would look at it, and you would have no inclination that the computer would think that was a barometer. There was no way you would think that's even barometer-looking-ish. It just looks like a dog.
That was my
But
next
the computer's
question.
like
Did the dog look like a
confused.
barometer?
Not in any sense. I got you there, Mike. I knew where you were going with this one.
Yeah.
So I explained why my brain is so idle. So I've had like 4 hours of sleep because I did like if anybody's in the penetration testing industry, they'll have heard of a certification called OSCP. It's a 24-hour exam, and I slept for like those 24 hours, and so my brain is a little bit, which is why I'm kind of talking nonsense and stumbling over my own words more so than usual, which is quite hard.
So the 24-hour exam,
Yeah.
are you supposed to be doing stuff for the entire 24 hours?
Yeah, well, so their thing is like, eat, sleep, if you want to take a break. So the whole thing
Repeat.
is proctored, which means that
You
you're
went
doing it
sorry.
on webcam. No. So it's because it's like an online exam, and the people do it all over the world. You have a webcam and you have a screen share, so they can see everything that's on your screens, and they can see you through your webcam, and they do like a ID check. So you hold up your ID to the webcam, so they can see that you are the person who applied for the exam and who they're expecting to sit it. Because, it's a certification, and they want to make sure that people aren't falsifying it and pretending to do it or doing it with other people. But if you want to take a break, so you VPN in, you connect to a VPN, which then has the vulnerable boxes, which you're there trying to exploit. There's like 5 different boxes which have different vulnerabilities on them. You have to discover them, find out what the vulnerabilities are, and then exploit them. And then get root, which means to have administrator access, so you could like make and delete files and do everything you want on the box. You need to like make a report of how you did it. But they give you a VPN, so then you can only connect to the boxes through the VPN. And they have a little chat box, and they're watching what you're doing. And if you ever want to take a break, you want to go to the toilet, you want to get some food, you want to go have a nap, you want to go get some sleep, you have to tell them like, all right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get some food. I'm going to 5 minutes. I'll be right back. I'm going to go sleep for 5 hours. And depending on what you do, like if it's going to be like a short break, they'll leave it on, but they'll be like, okay, let us know when you're back. And then if it's going to be a long time, they'll be like, okay, we're disabling the VPN access. Let us know when you want to have it back up again and start your exam again.
What counts as a short or a long break?
It's kind of up to you, really, as the person, but they're watching at the time, so it's kind of I think there's probably a timeout point where if you haven't done anything for, say, half an hour, they might just terminate the VPN anyway, just to be sure.
Right, okay.
What happened with your internet then? Because your internet went out, right?
Yeah, it did. So I was doing the exam. I was getting pretty far through it. Like I got root access on 3 of the boxes and a user access on the 4th. And I was like, okay, I'm almost at the end now. I can finish up these last 2 boxes and then go to bed. And then my internet went down, just completely went down. Like Virgin Media had some outages in my area or something. Like I faffed around with it for like an hour trying to get it, but it just wouldn't resolve. It couldn't get an IP address from the ISP basically, which means that it's down, like fully down. It's not on your end, it's on theirs. So there's nothing I could do. So I was just like, well, fuck, I'm just gonna have to go to bed and hope that when I get up in the morning, it's back. So I went to bed and had like 4 hours sleep, got up again, kind of like I didn't want to only have 4 hours sleep, but because you're in an exam period, you're kind of on this like high alert. I don't want to waste any time. I want to get it done. I want to like finish. My body was like, I woke up like 5:30 after going to bed at like 1:30. And my body was like, nope, that's it. We're awake now. You better crack on. And then I noticed that my internet was back up. So fortunately, I didn't like completely lose out because of my internet, but I would have done. I wouldn't have had enough points to get the pass. You get like, depending on the box, like some of them were worth 10, some of them were worth 20, some of them were worth 25. And then you get like the ones that are worth 10 only has root, but the ones that are worth 25 have a user and root. So you have to get user first and then escalate your privileges to a root access, to like an admin access. So you get like 10 points, you get 15 points more. And I didn't have enough, like after totting it up, like I didn't have enough to pass. It's 70 points to pass.
Cool.
So you can only like not get one box.
Would they have, because you could have pretty much proven it was crazy circumstances that your net went down. I mean, there's a trail of it, right? Because Virgin Media and all that. Would they have like they could see you've done 3 of them? Would they not have just been like, you can retake this without being charged?
It does say under extenuating circumstances. Is that the word I'm looking for? Like you can get it extended, but they don't like to. And even on the thing, it says like make sure you've got a backup interconnect.
Okay.
Like,
so, I mean, you could have gone into work, right, and done it there, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. But it's just the time. Like it was, I wasn't going to get up and go to work at that time. I had to kind of just like, okay, fuck, I'll deal with it. I would have gone into work like mega early. If not, I would have just gone in and done it there.
So as a slight segue into something that's kind of back on gaming topic then, obviously you had an internet issue. Did you guys hear a little bit about the Google Stadia stuff and what do you think around the whole cloud gaming kind of technology that's starting to come out? Because I think my personal opinion at the moment is that I get that Google has shitloads of servers and the capability to run something which at their end has low latency options, but I think a lot of the issue will still remain on the user and the user's ability to get useful internet to be able to take most advantage of something like that.
I think the idea is good, the infrastructure isn't there. Like the it's just, well, the UK's internet isn't there for sure. Like you're gonna need tens of gigabits internet.
Well, no, I'm not sure if you are.
Well,
it's the same as you don't need tens of gigabits to watch a YouTube video now, do you?
Yeah, but you don't have to worry about input latency.
No, but that's not. But it's not the throughput that's the problem. It's the latency that's the problem. That doesn't matter about the throughput, does it? It's literally the ping, and that is the problem. And that's a distribution issue, not a like throughput issue and how much bandwidth it has. So, and Google has servers all over the world, so you would get an English server.
Even when they were showing it then on the thing, you can see the input lag on the.
But there is always going to be input lag, but that's kind of the point. I think it is a good thing, but I think that it's only good for a niche set of games. It's very much a single player experience where half a second doesn't really matter. Like, playing something like Skyrim in it, or playing something like Mario on it, or something like, something a bit more relaxed and a bit more chill, rather than you couldn't play Dark Souls on it, you wouldn't want to play any kind of multiplayer on it because it would just feel horrendous.
Yeah.
But it does give people, I know tons of friends who have no PC, or they have a crappy laptop and they don't even have a games console, but they do like to play games, but they don't want to buy a console. So they would be quite happy to just pay for a subscription service to play a few games every month and play their Assassin's Creed or play their, those kind of games and chill. And I think it'll be really successful there for those kind of people.
And it is perfect for people that want to play Assassin's Creed, given that that's the first game that they're going to launch on it is Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Well, exactly, because it's perfect for that. It's absolutely ideal for that kind of game where it's not all about like timing windows. It's kind of a bit easy. It's a bit friendly to the general average couch gamer type of thing. So that's kind of where they're going with it. I think that would be great. Be good.
There's already a company that's doing something like this, and I really cannot remember what they're called.
Wasn't it like Ouya or something like that? Or there was something a while back.
But I just don't think it's very successful.
But then they didn't have Google's infrastructure in place to distribute the servers.
The problem, isn't it? I find it funny because in my opinion, this is the first legitimate attempt at having a fully cross-play kind of platform where you can play games on whatever game you want on whatever device you want. And then a week later, Apple come out with their like Apple Games thing, and they're like, "This is the world's first multi-device gaming platform," and it's like, hang on a minute, not really. Yeah. Like Google just said that last week. What are you doing?
What I do like about it is they're already thinking about streams and stuff as well. Like,
yeah, I saw that.
You stream it, as in you get the game to your TV or whatever. By the push of a button, you can start streaming that gameplay directly to YouTube and stuff. So
you can push it back up to YouTube. Yeah, I saw Fwiz did a little piece.
Did you hear about the snapshots type thing?
No.
Where
no.
Say we're watching, I don't know, Mike do a playthrough of City Skylines. He's playing City Skylines. He's got this like city set up, and he's like getting towards the mid game or whatever, and someone's like, "Oh, you've got a cool city," and you're like, "Oh, cool, yeah, I'll share it," and then you can hit like the make a snapshot. So if you ever use VMs or like virtual machines, you could snapshot the state they're in at that exact time, and anyone can then go along and pick up the machine in the exact state. Like the Windows are like, programs are still running, everything is there snapshotted in that exact frame, and it'll be the same for the games. You'll have that exact point in the game where you can send it to someone, and then they can fire it up from that point that you were playing.
That's cool.
You can jump in the middle of a playthrough and do your own finish. You can go back to 15 minutes ago and redo their decisions differently because they made a snapshot there.
Can you do it so that, so say I'm playing a game a bit like that, and I want to save down that point so that I can send it so that Mike can access it, but then I can just continue from that point as well. So both of us are. So
that's
it
exactly
basically
what it'd be like.
Triggers that point for Mike on his own kind of playthrough.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing. That is
it
really
basically
cool.
just copies whatever you've done up to that point and moves it over to a separate server
instance,
and you carry on playing.
And then you both. Then it's independent. It's like time travel essentially.
Yeah,
it's interesting because it's a direct competitor as well to the. I wouldn't say monopoly because there's two of them. The duopoly, I guess, of Microsoft and PlayStation, who have largely been the two big gaming companies over the past few years. Obviously, not ignoring Nintendo, but they're more of a casual kind of. They're doing their own thing. And both PlayStation and Microsoft have now had to come out and suggest that whatever they're creating for PlayStation Now and Microsoft, what's their thing called? X something. Can't remember what their thing's called now.
Xbox?
Project X or something. No, it's Project X something or other. They've both now had to come out and say they're going to have much better power than the Google cloud computing thing's going to give.
And they will. That's the thing. They will have better power, but they won't have better availability.
Yeah, true. Because they've probably got as much.
It's not gaming as a
anywhere.
service. It's like a product. And people love services. Everyone loves Netflix as a service. They want video games.
No, but that's what PlayStation Now and Microsoft. PlayStation Now and Microsoft's project thing. That's
you
they
still
are
got to
cloud
own
services.
The machine.
No, they're cloud services, right?
Oh, but they don't have to be streamed to the Xbox.
They've both got projects going on where they're setting up their own cloud gaming service thing right now, which is all a bit hush, I think. But obviously, this has come out. They've had to kind of release a bit of information.
I see.
That's
I didn't realize
understand
theirs
it.
was going to be the same. Okay, that's cool.
But it just kind of puts them on a little bit of an edge, which is quite nice.
More competition, it's always better.
Yeah, it is.
Always better.
Oh, another one which I thought would put... It depends on how it works, but I genuinely think that Amazon would also jump on board with something like this.
I think they are. I think there's an Amazon gaming project going on as well.
Because
I don't know anything about that, but I'm sure I've heard about it.
The whole snapshot thing would knit in perfectly with Twitch, like integrated into Twitch. If you just hit a button, then pick up where they are right now, and you just do it.
Yeah.
And then also they've also got the cloud infrastructure in place. They've got AWS everywhere.
It also means you could have crazy fucking massive games of GTA RP, and everyone can just join. It's sick.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That'd be incredible.
Because it'd be amazing. Because they would they wouldn't be on a LAN, but they would be on a much better, more capable network than you would be able to do.
Yeah.
As everybody else. So
you're right, mate.
Yeah, it'd be really. Sorry, my brain. But it would also mean that the server that everyone was playing on would be in the infrastructure of Google or something, and they would all connect to it.
And it essentially
almost
means
a LAN.
You could have the entire. So you wouldn't even need AI people. You could literally have everyone there.
That'd be sick. It'd be an alternate reality.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's like a Black Mirror episode about to come true.
That would actually be incredible, to try it at least.
They're gonna hook people up when they die, and you're just gonna become the AI within these weird little server worlds.
It's a good point because it would work with MMOs, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Can you imagine WoW being implemented into this cloud beta? You already pay a subscription for WoW, but you pay for your gaming subscription to WoW. Everyone's on the same thing. It's all on the big server. Everyone you just You don't have to have a good computer. So many people are playing WoW on like shit laptops.
Yeah.
They would be able to play them on their shit laptop, and all they'd have to do is render some video.
Oh, it actually does sound pretty good, to be fair. I'm
I
a little bit sold.
I'll probably try it. I'm going to be honest with you.
It all
It's
comes
later
down
this
to
year.
how bad that latency is.
Yeah.
Because it literally makes or breaks it. If that latency is too much, even single player games will feel awful, and they will not sell, and it'll be useless.
Yeah, and there is games like Dark Souls and Sekiro where you absolutely, even though it's single player, you don't want any latency.
Yeah, and you would still rather play it on your device. Like, it'd be better.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it's cool though.
It'd be cool to see like not speed runs, but like difficult challenge ones where it's like, I've got 10 seconds of delay. I'm gonna beat this boss or whatever. Because that's what people are into.
Set up your own latency with it, so that you could like
Well, do you
have it as a
imagine
challenge.
how good it would be for Hearthstone and stuff? I don't know how much you watch Hearthstone, but like that, there's always those videos where it's like find lethal.
Yeah.
You could give people scenarios of games you've been in. It's like, oh, I lost this game, but can you find? Oh, I won this game. Can you find the lethal?
Oh,
I've
it's just
got?
like
That.
like scenarios. Like
Yeah,
when
you could give them the same state that you were in.
That's cool. That is actually really cool. That's like creating a new community. Essentially,
Yeah, it's very that
Freddie,
capability, that concept is cool.
You should actually get on that concept as soon as it comes out. Just start making videos. It's like put a video up on YouTube. In the description, have your snapshot details. Download the snapshot and then say,
download the snapshot now and get on it. It's cool, isn't it? It's a good idea.
That's a really good idea.
I think that's one of the best selling points of it, because I've been doing a bit of like cloud computing stuff at work, and it's made me realize the capability of it is actually pretty cool. Clouds are amazing.
Clouds are incredible. Oh dear. I really like the cumulonimbus. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to go into clouds. I think that's a good point to finish us off on anyway. We've just hit the hour mark.
Clouds are incredible. Have a good evening. See you later, everyone.
Let us know for next time what your favourite cloud is.
Tell us in the comments section below.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you all in a month. Have a great April Fool's Day. Bye.
And a happy Easter. Bye.
Bye.